What's up, everybody? I'm Sly The Movie Guy, and here's my movie review of Project Power, directed by Henry Yost and Ariel Schulman, starring Jamie Foxx, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Dominique Fishback, and the rest of the other cast and crew. And in this film, when a pill that gives its users unpredictable superpowers for 5 minutes hits the streets of New Orleans, a teenage dealer and a local cop must team with an ex-soldier to take down the group responsible for its creation. This film is on Netflix, and I finally got a chance to watch it, so I apologize for the late review. So what are my thoughts about this film? Let me start off with the positives. Starting off with the performances. Jamie Foxx as the ex-soldier is absolutely fantastic. He did a great job. You get his motives as this character, and his performance was just believable. I mean, Jamie Foxx is like one of my favorite actors in Hollywood. I mean, if you like put him in a good movie, he can give like an Oscar-worthy performance, and I thought he was really good here. Joseph Gordon-Levitt as the cop was fantastic. I mean, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, this guy is really talented, and it showcased it here. I mean, as his cop, you believe him when he's trying to figure out how to get rid of these baddies off the streets of New Orleans. Thought he was really good as the local cop, man. He was fantastic from start to finish. Dominique Fishback, which I never heard of this actress before, and if you have, let me know that in the comment section down below what movie she played in, because her performance was really, really good as the teenage dealer. And I was like, after I got done watching, I was like, that actress performance is really fantastic in this movie. I mean, it was so good. She really did fantastic. I mean, she was like a home run for me in this film. She was really good, and her chemistry with Jamie Foxx and Joseph Gordon-Levitt was really good. I mean, those three, their chemistry was so good that I couldn't get enough. Every time it was on screen, it was really good. It paid off. It was really good in the movie. I mean, them trying to figure out how to get rid of the baddies that's taking these pills that giving them the superpower abilities like for 5 minutes. It was really good. I mean, throughout the film, I just couldn't find a single flaw when those three main leads was on screen together. They were just fantastic. So the performances alone are like 2 thumbs up. Unfortunately, the story wasn't as good as the performances, and that's frustrating because the premise of it, when I read it, I was like, wow, this is amazing. So watching the film, and I was like, what happened? The story was just not as cohesive, and one of the problems is the villains in this film. They were like not really like interesting at all. They were like the ones that like was responsible like for the drugs where the people take it and they get these superpower abilities for like 5 minutes. They just wasn't as interesting, and the writing of them was just poorly developed. I mean, when you watch them film, it just never caught your interest, especially when the storyline about these people like taking this pill and getting these abilities. They never add anything interesting about that storyline. So throughout the film, I found myself bored a couple of times, and that was just kind of frustrating because I found this could have worked. I mean, we have Jamie Foxx and Joseph Gordon-Levitt playing this ex-soldier and this cop, and then we have Dominique Fishback as this teenage dealer that wants to become a rapper, which I forgot to mention that about her performance. So their performance was so good, and I wish the storyline could have like been just as great as with the performance, and this could have been an awesome movie. I mean, the whole concept really was just like really was great, and it just the directing and the writing of it was just poorly executed on the storyline of that, and I wish they have done a great job with it. And the runtime of this film is 1 hour and 52 minutes, so that was really a good enough runtime to at least give us something interesting about this pill and the villains that's involved with it. So this could have worked, and that was one of my negatives of the film. CGI, the action in this film, let me talk about that. The CGI special effects, some of it looked really good in the film. I mean, there was some parts where I was like, wow, this is really good CGI special effects. But in one part where one of the villains, one of them take like this drug or whatever, and so they get kind of like huge, and the CGI of it kind of reminded me of like films that have happened in the 90s, the late 90s, and the early 2000s, that CGI, and it just didn't really look good at all. It was like, and it really felt laughable. I was like, oh God. So there was like it was like one CGI part. I was just like, But overall, there's some parts, like I said, that some of the CGI special effects really look good. But one part, it was just didn't do it for me. I was like, it looked a little bit too cartoony, PlayStation graphic. The action in this movie, it was okay. I'd say for the most part, it wasn't like the best, but it wasn't like really like the worst action I've seen this year. It could have been a lot better. I mean, there's some action scenes that I was like, okay, that's nice, but it didn't give me that visceral sense, like the goosebumps, chills down my spine. I mean, I was looking for those moments, and it just didn't give it to me. I was just like watching the film, like, oh man, what? You had that chance, and this movie had full potential to do that. I mean, this is a crime movie where people getting these superpower abilities, and that could have been like, this could have been like one of the best like crime action movies of 2020, and it just didn't do it for me, and that was kind of a little bit disappointing. But like I said, I don't think it's like really that bad. I thought it was okay, but I've seen a lot of like action films this year, especially on like Netflix, like Attraction, that starred Chris Hemsworth. That was really great action in that movie. I mean, I recommend you checking that one out if you haven't seen it yet. And the Old Guard that starred Charlize Theron, the action was really good in that movie. I mean, it was like mind blowing. So those two movies, I say check out. They were great. They had great action in those films. Bad Boys for Life this year had really good action in that movie. So that I was looking for those. I was looking to see. I ain't expecting like this movie to be like those films that I mentioned, but I wanted that feel, that vibe, like that action vibe, and it just go on where in movies now, like action movies just don't give us that like they used to. Some of them in recent years do, but some of the ones that I've seen that were disappointing just don't give you those goosebump chills down your spine moments. And I was looking for that in this movie. But like I said, the action was okay, but could have been a lot better. So that was one of my negatives about the film. Overall, do I think this film is like the worst film of all time, like 2020? No, this film, I say is okay, but average at best. It wasn't like a film. It's a film I can see myself watching this film like probably like a couple, like 2 or 3 times. But would I say like when I watch this like as years go on? No, a couple of times, like I said. It's just a film that could have been a lot better, and I wish the writing and the directing and writing could have been better with the storyline. As far as the characters, they did great, especially with Jamie Foxx and Joseph Gordon-Levitt performance and Dominique Fishback. And that's the only thing I think that saved this movie. And if you're really looking forward to watching this movie, I say go check it out. There's some stuff to enjoy of this film. I don't think you're going to have like a bored time with it, especially with Jamie Foxx, Joseph Gordon-Levitt giving a good performance, and Dominique Fishback's character being interested in the film. I think you should check this out, and I'm going to give this film a C-. Let me know that in the comment section down below. What do you think about this film? Did you like it or not? Let me know your thoughts and opinions. What do you think about it? If you haven't seen it yet, like I said, go check it out. You might find enjoyment time with the film. And that's pretty much it. And as always, if you like this video, click thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, click subscribe and the bell button for more future content. That's why I can see you next time on Sly the Movie Guy. Peace.